Hello, beautiful souls. This is Giggles and Gratitude, and I'm Dena.
And happy Sunday. I'm Diana.
Happy Sunday to you, Diana.
Thank you.
I'm just glad to see you at all after last week. We didn't have two episodes last week because Diana just, well, I'll let you tell the story as much as you want to share.
Oh, I don't care. I don't have anything to hide from the world. Remember you told everybody that we would know what my test results came back on this episode. So I had strep and I was
Oh,
a sick puppy. I had a temperature of 103. It was a
oh,
terrible headache. I did not feel well. So I apologize. It was my fault that we missed our episode, but we're going to try to make it up to you today.
yeah. Well, I'm so grateful that you're back. How does one contract strep? Just from someone else or?
Well, it's usually from a saliva or mucus of
Oh,
someone, but you can also get it from touching a surface where something has been that has been contaminated.
oh, wow.
And you can get strep even though you've had your tonsils out. You're not as likely, but I have my tonsils out and I had strep.
Yeah, yeah. I used to get strep like every year when I was a kid, and I had really bad tonsils. I never got them out, but the doctor said they just kind of decayed away or shrunk away or
Right?
whatever. So
Well, be glad. That is not a fun surgery.
it's not, especially when you're older, I would think.
That is correct. Children, I've seen it for years and years and years. They are up the next day, sometimes even the afternoon when they have it done. We adults, we act like we're dying and we're laying in the bed for 2 to 4 days.
We always wanted to have it because they always showed on television that you get to eat ice cream, and my mom said, "I'll just get you some ice cream." I
That
don't think
surgery, and we'll go straight to the ice cream.
yeah. Well, I'm so glad you're back, and that is one of my gratitudes, and I'm sure that's a gratitude of yours that
Mine too.
you're well.
Ditto on that.
Yeah, when you have strep, it's like razor blades when you swallow. I mean, I'm telling you, you just had it. So, oof, it's awful. And then you lost your voice. So we just could not do it, people. We wanted to. We missed you guys, but things happen like that. So I'm grateful my friend is back.
And you know what? We don't stay down for long. We get back up and we start right back where we started.
That's right. All right. I wanted to first say, yay, October is here.
Yay!
We had our first show of October on Thursday, October the 2nd, which was our You Know Something episode. If you want to go check it out, Diana and I played Dear Abby and Ann Landers, and we gave some advice, and I thought it was pretty good advice.
Had the best time. We need to do that more often.
Yeah, we'll do that regularly. And we didn't say Happy October then because we recorded the day before and I didn't think about it, but Happy October officially. How do you feel about October?
Oh, October, really September, October, and November. My kind of weather.
Yeah, and we're having really summer weather right now, but the evenings get so nice and cool and it's really
And
beautiful.
the mornings are so peaceful and just that crisp, cool air makes you feel, I don't know, I won't say alive, not that I feel dead, but it just gives you a little bit of energy and a little bit of life. Or it does me.
Yeah, it's the lack of humidity that's just invigorating. You go outside and you want to do something rather than turn around and go right back in. So thank you, October. I don't know what October's like where you're listening, but we're having a good one, and I hope you are, guys are too. I guess in some places in the country, it's like October's when it gets really cold for some people. So,
Yeah.
okay. Well, there's a little meme I'd like to share from at Kayla underscore made from Instagram. And every month she does a little way to fill your cup for each month. So here's some ways you can fill your cup for October. Let's see if you've done or will do any of these, Diana.
Okay.
Or if you say pshaw, I will not be doing that. Decorate your porch with harvest decorations.
Well, I don't just decorate the porch. I don't start there. I decorate the entire house. And then when I'm done, then I go to the office and I decorate the entire office. And I do that every season. It's something that I just so enjoy.
Yeah, it is a sight to behold. Lots of things in storage.
Yes, I have. I think we've talked about I have a Hobby Lobby in storage if
Mm.
anybody's in need.
Well, that's good that you embrace each holiday. I enjoy that. And you do all the work and we get to enjoy it. Start a
Uh,
cozy hobby, something that you have, there's a lot of hobbies you can do outside, but when the weather starts to get cool, find a cozy indoor hobby. I guess like knitting or crafting of some sort.
yeah, painting, drawing.
Yeah. Take more naps. No, I'm in. I'm in on that.
Uh, Second in on that.
It gets so dark early now that I just want to go, it's time to go to bed. And my dog's like, isn't it time to go to bed? It's dark outside. And I'm like, just try to stay up till 10 anyway. But a good old nap, yeah. Visit a pumpkin farm.
Oh, yeah, that's so fun. And just watching the kids and the joy and how they're running around. I just love that.
Yes. We have a lot of good ones around here too. Pray and read the Bible. Now that's every month, people.
That's right. Every month, not
But
just October.
that's right. But you can get you a cozy blanket and get in a big comfortable chair and read the Bible and burn it. Well, you don't burn candles, but I would burn a little spice candle, but you could use your
My little,
plug-ins.
yeah, my little plugins.
Go for longer walks. You can do this because you don't get so hot.
Yeah.
Bake pumpkin bread.
Is that not delicious?
That's really the only way I enjoy. I don't really enjoy pumpkin pie that much, but pumpkin bread is so good. Have a cozy movie marathon.
What would you choose if you had a movie marathon?
Well, it would either be two genres. It would be horror since it's October and I like to be scared. But I think I'd like to choose ones I've seen just because I know what to expect. It would be more fun than shocking. And then, oh, rom-coms, Reese Witherspoon, Matthew McConaughey.
Well, I'm more into the Rambo stage.
Are you really?
I get pumped up after I watch Rambo or Rocky, but of course I'm a Stallone fan. So Dances with Wolves, what's the guy that's in that?
Kevin Costner. That's a good
Kevin
one.
Costner,
Hmm.
yes. I
Yeah.
was thinking Harrison Ford and I knew that wasn't right.
Yeah. What was
Yes,
he?
I love anything Kevin Costner does.
I think a movie marathon is great with movies you've already seen, because you don't have to pay too much attention. It doesn't matter if you nod off a little bit and come back. And it's just,
You're still on the nap.
I am, I love it. And there's something comforting about knowing what's going to happen in a movie. You're
Yeah,
like, oh, this is the part where, and it's just feels like something you can count on.
I
And then
love
finally, start a scrapbook and maybe
that.
make one for your neighbor. Like maybe take some, I don't know, you'd have to be looking through the window and taking
I
photos.
was gonna say that can get a little freaky nowadays.
Here's you in the shower. Let's forget that one.
Yeah, well, I think we're a no on that one.
Yeah. Oh, it's a typo. It says start a scrapbook and make bread for your neighbor. Okay.
All
Oops.
right, Dina, get with it. Let's get it straight.
That makes a big difference.
Just a little.
All right. So happy October, everybody. Do not be a peeping Tom. All
No.
right. I wanted to share, Diana, that last week our church was lucky enough to have the Shroud of Turin display come and Jeremiah Johnston, who travels with that display. It's a replica, of course, of the Shroud of Turin. And he's been on a lot of television shows. He's been on Tucker Carlson and now I can't think of the other guy's name, but a lot of Christian shows, YouTube shows, podcasts, speaking about the Shroud of Turin. And he'll go on shows that people are either atheists or agnostic or skeptical of the Shroud of Turin, even if they are Christian. How
All
do you
right.
feel about the Shroud of Turin just in general?
Well, I'm just gonna have to say I'm a little stupid on that subject.
Okay.
What exactly is that?
The Shroud of Turin it's a centuries old linen cloth, and many believe that it bears the image of Christ on it. After he was crucified, they wrapped him in this linen cloth, and an impression of him was burnt into the cloth.
Okay.
And they kept it safe. It's actually in Italy right now under lock and key, and it is believed to show an image of Christ in it. And the what my takeaway from seeing it was that it's it's like looks like a negative print on this 14-foot cloth, and Jesus would have been it would have been laid down and Jesus' body would have been laid on it, and then it they fold over the other half over him. So therefore, the back has the back print of his back, and the front has a print of his front.
Wow.
And it shows all the wounds in his wrists and his legs, all the whip marks on his back. And there's actually blood that's still red on the shroud. And you could believe that that's still red because that's Jesus Christ's holy blood. Or it's also bilirubin forms when you're like really traumatized, when you bleed, when you
Right.
die. And so it stays red. So that would certainly apply to what Jesus went through.
Absolutely.
The image shows a 5'11", approximately 170 to 180-pound man. And in the 1800s, a photographer went to see it and took a photo of it. And when he developed it, it was like the reverse of a negative. If you think about what a negative looks like, he took a picture of the negative. So therefore, it was a positive when he developed it. And it showed much more detail of a man. You know, it wasn't just the black negative imprint.
Wow.
Yeah. So they took, in later years, obviously, with our technology now, they took that image and put it into AI and 3D and actually made a 3D formation of this body and what it would look like if it was a human, an actual 3D human. And they actually had a full-size body there at the church of this person who is, which I believe, I'm just going to say it now, I believe that it is Jesus. I believe that this was on Jesus's body. And it's in rigor mortis, which would mean that there was a huge flash of light while he was in rigor mortis, which rigor mortis, I think, usually ends like around 48 hours or so after
Right.
it begins, something like that. So that would be in the good timeline for when he would have risen. That flash of light would have brought him back. And so that image would have been of him still in rigor mortis. And so we have the blood, you have the 3D image of him in rigor mortis, which would be correct. And then many skeptics and scientists have tried to recreate that on a piece of cloth, and they just can't do it. They cannot figure out the flash of light would have had to have been so bright to burn through the front and the back of this cloth. I found a video that will help me explain on YouTube, and I'll include a link. But the 5 things that prove to this person that it's real is the image formation. How was it created? It isn't painted, it isn't dyed, it isn't like burned with a black fire because I've tried to do that and recreate it. And the coloring is only in the uppermost fibers of the cloth. So if you tried to paint the cloth, it would soak down into the fibers. But this is only on the very surface. So it was like flash and then stopped, and it wasn't liquid. So this guy, Sankandopia, took the first photo of the shroud, like I said, and he discovered something shocking. The image on the shroud is a perfect photographic negative. So when developed, the photo revealed a lifelike face, clearer than what's visible to the naked eye. Photography, which produces a negative where you have to develop it, didn't exist until the 1800s. So how did this happen centuries and centuries ago?
Right.
Right.
Good point.
Yeah. The anatomical accuracy. Medical experts have studied the wounds on the shroud, scourge marks, nail wounds in the wrist, a spear wound in the side, all matching Roman crucifixion practices. And of course, the Bible, too, that describes this crucifixion. Even the blood flow follows the laws of gravity. It's not stylized like medieval art, it's medically precise. Whoever created it would have had to have a surgeon's knowledge to think, okay, well, the blood's going to trickle down this way and then this way if he's standing up and if he's laying down. And the stains on the shroud are type AB. I don't know my blood type. It'd be cool to have Jesus's blood type.
Hmm.
This was type AB.
And just a note there as a nurse, everybody needs to know their blood type.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of blood taken for something else one time, and I said, "Oh yeah, what is my blood type?" And they said, "Oh, we didn't use it for that. We have no idea. You'll have to come in specifically for that." And I was like, "Dang, yeah, that is kind of dumb that I don't know that."
Oh, it's not dumb. But it's something that you should know in case there's ever an emergency and you need, blood stat. Mm,
Right.
you already know what type so they can start the type and cross.
True, true. My dad was the universal, whatever that is. Um,
Yeah.
he gave
Oh,
blood a lot, so I don't know if I would have to have my dad's blood type, if that would be a
That'd
fact.
be good. That'd be good if you did.
Yeah, it would. So, and also the crown of thorns they had displayed there was not like a wreath, like you kind of imagine, or at least I used to imagine. It's an actual, like a helmet, a big tall helmet with all these thorns that go all the way around. Very ominous, awful looking, and it has the thorns on the inside of the outside. So it would have been very painful to have that shoved on your head. I'm sure they didn't place it delicately.
No.
And it's very convincing to me. And at one time, little tear of the sample of the shroud was taken by scientists and a little rectangular shape of the corner, and it's still missing there where they took that. And they discovered that it was not old enough. The fabric was not old enough to have come from Jesus's time. It would have been more like, I think, like the 17, 16, 15, 1600s. But then they remembered, they found in history books that people had been taking care of it and it caught on fire at one point in time. And that's why there, I don't know if you've ever looked at it, but there's little brown, it was folded up and caught on fire and the corners were burned. So you have like a pattern, almost like a Rorschach pattern through it. And so they had to repair it. So they've woven in new fabric at certain parts of it. So therefore, it was not an accurate test. But the center part where they didn't repair it is old enough to be of that time. So, I mean, I was convinced, although I wasn't questioning before, and to see it in person and to see his body, all the damage to it. He was very muscular and in shape, but he looked,
Like he had just been murdered.
yeah, and it's just like, I think of Jesus and God. I think of Jesus as this big, ominous, but he just looked like a man. He looked like a tortured man. I don't know. It was just very, it made me cry, just to look and see in
Sure.
person what he has gone through. And I find it very moving. And I think if it comes to your church or anywhere it travels, it's like a traveling tour, you should definitely go see it. And I'll include some links to some videos about it that explain it much better than I do. I would recommend you watch those too, Diana, since you were not real up on it, not real, and you hadn't made a decision about it one way or the other.
Well, all of the facts that you just noted leads me to believe it's authentic. And I feel like the part that probably moves people the most is just what you referenced of being able to see how wounded and the pain that he went through during
Mhm.
that death. So it brings it to life in our human mind. We can't comprehend a lot of, godly things, but I feel like that's a perspective, that's something we can actually see and put the story together, and it should move you.
Yeah, I didn't really expect it to. I thought, well, this will be very scientific, and I'll read it and think, oh, I'll think about that. But it was just like very emotional. And I think if you see that and you think about what he sacrificed for us, I mean, I know we all know that if you're a believer, but to actually see it as much in person as it can possibly do, it's very moving. And people are always wanting proof, 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 proof. Well, you have a book, it's called the Bible, that was written by many different people, and it's the same story. It's different perspectives, but it's the same facts. And then you have this cloth that there's no way it can be reproduced and it can't be debunked even from the most skeptical, scientific minds who want proof about everything. They say, oh, I don't know what it is, but it's inexplicable. We don't know how it became. And well, we do. I do. I feel like I do. So I just recommend our listeners to, if you haven't already seen it, to check it out, watch the video. And not that I need any more proof, but it's there, you know. It's there for us
Yeah.
to see. So I think we should take advantage of seeing that if you can and watch an interview with Jeremiah Johnston. He spoke at our church, which I'm very grateful for that. I want to leave time for Diana's devotions. Do you have something for us today?
Well, let me just see what I can pull out of my little hat right here.
You do a little tap dance. God is great.
So
God is good. Let us thank him for our food.
So today, me and the listeners are going to have a little bit of fun with you, Dina. We are going, yeah, you always hit me with these things. And today I was unaware of what you referenced. So I appreciate the explanation. So I'm going to turn the tables actually on you. And I love how this coincides with what we just talked about. But this is kind of a quiz
Mm.
about Bible characters. And it doesn't have to be an answer from exactly the Bible, but I'm just going to give you a few questions and let's see how you do.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to fail.
No, there's no
No, I
failing.
don't know. I am.
So, all right, question. What kind of man was Boaz before he married? What
I,
kind of man was Boaz before he married?
I'd say he's probably a jerk, a sinful jerk.
So the answer is ruthless. Remember,
Mm.
he married Ruth.
Oh, isn't
Ruthless.
that cute?
Okay. What do they call pastors in Germany?
Okay, now I get what we're doing. This is funny things. Pastors
Yeah,
in Germany are called, Wiener Schnitzels.
German shepherds.
I like that.
So, question, what was the avocation of the three wise men in the nativity story? Meaning, what did they do? What
Oh,
what were they in when they weren't being wise men? What were they doing?
were they wise guys like in the mafia, maybe?
No, they were all redneck volunteer men. It says in the Bible that they come from afar.
Redneck volunteer firemen.
Because they came from afar.
They came from afar.
Afar.
I like that one.
Not a fire, but afar. All right. Who was the greatest financier in the Bible?
Oh, these are too clever for me. Greatest financier. I don't know. I give up.
It was Noah. He was floating his stock while everyone else was in liquidation.
I get it.
Right? Okay. What kind of motor vehicles are in the Bible?
Ooh,
Come
motor
on,
vehicle.
Dena.
Motor
What kind of
vehicles.
motor vehicles in the
Oh,
Bible?
if I had like a week, I bet I could think of it.
Oh, probably. You want me to
Whole,
just tell you?
holy
Or
rollers.
we. Well, probably a Honda because the apostles were all in one accord. See, you could get these if you put your brain on it.
Yeah, if you gave me a few days.
You never give me a few days. I always have to answer right, Johnny, on the spot. All right, who was the greatest comedian in the Bible?
Oh,
Comedian.
comedian. I don't know.
Huh. It was Samson because he brought down the house.
He did.
He did. She cut his gorgeous hair.
He pulled
What
those
a,
pillars right down it.
what a shame. So, which servant of God was the most flagrant lawbreaker in the Bible? The most flagrant lawbreaker
Breaker.
in the Bible.
Mm, I don't know.
It
How
was
did,
Moses.
huh?
He broke all 10 commandments at once.
He did. I should have got that one.
Well, you did pretty good, Dina. We're gonna say you passed. How's that?
No, I did not. I completely failed. Those are clever. Those are cute. I like those. I'll never
Well, just
remember them. I'll have to come back and listen to it again.
yeah.
And
That means you have to listen to the podcast again, girl.
again, my little
So
kids at church would like that.
they would. I don't know that if adults can't get those things, probably children couldn't.
No,
You
but
know,
they could remember them and tell them. I can't remember.
oh, that's right. That's right. So I hope you had fun with that today, Dina.
I did.
And I hope that those questions and answers just brought a smile to our listeners' faces today. I want to say that the joy of the Lord is should always bring a really wide grin to our face every day. And what you referenced earlier, he sacrificed a lot for us. So we do need to share in the joy of the Lord. And it's it's one of those things where you think sometimes, how can I even speak of the love of the Lord? Because I have all these problems, I have all these issues, and I just can't get past that. Those are earthly problems, but never should our joy be removed from our hearts and our minds that we are saved. There was a Jesus that came down and loved us enough to go through a very agonizing death. So it is joyful, through that death we are reborn. And joy does come from the Lord. And it says in the Bible that the joy of the Lord is our strength. And I totally believe that. But just enjoy Him in these October, November, fall, seasons. Recognize that God is such an artist. Take a look. Just take a few minutes to stop what you're doing and notice all the bright, beautiful, wonderful colors that surround us during the fall and how God paints that picture for us every year. So I hope that this has brought a smile to your face and that you take time to enjoy the fall as we've talked about. And I want to leave you saying, I pray that you will be in the joy of the Lord today and always. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you, and I know Dena does. We'll see you next week. We love y'all. Bye bye.